I personally feel that there is no scarcity of water in the country. I have given the full setup. Those who are interested to know, they may like to interact with me. Whatever I am presenting is based on my 5 decades of experience in the country as well as so far as India is concerned, like that. There are 2 types of scarcity. One is the scarcity, which is physical scarcity, where demand is greater than the supply, and rest is economic water scarcity, financial institution and others. We are having only piped water supplies available to 40 to 70% of the households in large cities, 50% in small cities, 10% in rural households, and about 25 to 40% leakage losses. Why scarcity then? When, where, and how things started going wrong? The present cause, I found, of the present water crisis is, besides the usual things which we have heard everything, is a tremendous zonal disparity in the surface water supply, over-dependence on groundwater, and surface and groundwater is polluted to the extent of 70 to 80% in the country. Waterlogging, land degradation, whatever I am presenting is based on the references given there. You may like to consult and see, like that. Human factors which are causing crisis is no synergy among technology, services, and public policy. In a society where everybody depends on science and technology, there is practically no interest for anybody to know and understand what is science and technology behind it. Most of the approaches are fragmented. Rules, responsibilities for effective water governance is divided between central and state authorities. One very important dimension which I find is lack of trust, honesty, patience, tolerance, transparency, and coordination among the public departments and implementers and regulators. Limited knowledge of the groundwater system. Why I am now coming to groundwater only? Because I have shown you that yes, surface water is not available. That's why farmers, even they are using. We have done all these experiments throughout the country, and these are the pictures where it indicates what is the availability of groundwater sources in the Indo-Gangetic plain, and vis-a-vis what are the developments patterns which are shown there in the left-hand side of the slides. You can see the groundwater development is haphazard, minimum 76% in Gujarat, to going up to 100 to 300% in Delhi. Recharge is taking not as much as it is happening in the Indo-Gangetic plain. In other places, absolutely no. Major causes of groundwater pollution is that untreated sewage, untreated wastes, they are all dumped here and there according to the convenience of the people. No management to really collect them and put them together in a certain way. We have done this thing with specific reference to the Delhi, and these red lines which are shown there in the maps, we have tried to trace the groundwater pollution plume movements, and we could identify that because of the overextension of the groundwater in the central parts of the city, the polluted groundwater from the surrounding, they are going to the centralized urbanized part, be it fluoride, be it chloride, be it any other pollutant. Smart solutions for the water are not simply creating an infrastructure. Most of the smart solutions are localized, and reliable assessment of the available water, its scope for distribution and augmentation and reuse is very essential to protect from depletion and degradation. Aging infrastructure, as of now, they need to be upgraded, but most of the core infrastructures which are needed for ensuring this protection, they are very expensive. Market is expected to go further. Advantages there that most of this technological infrastructure will provide huge opportunities for software services providers and vendors. It may also help in improving the capabilities in business units, facilities, etc., and bridging the gaps in observation scale data to water scale outcomes. May benefit in recycling of water for reuse. These are some of the smart solutions which are being thought over all the time. Issues or challenges which are existing in the country is how to ensure long life of the new infrastructure. There are many difficulties which the water utility agencies may face who cannot afford to pay high cost of technology and maintain it for a long time. Indisciplined, divided, aggressive and unscrupulous corrupt practices may work hand in hand with the investors, putting greed, self-interest and private gain before citizens' welfare. Regional polarization of people on social and political fronts with narrow mindsets and parochial self-interest. We have to weigh the infrastructure cost. We have to see the cost and benefit ratio. What a conscious mind need to do to address these challenges. Be aware that water resources, whatever is available, who owns it, where from is it coming, shed off greediness, self-interest and personal gain, awaken and realize natural resources are finite, protect it from depletion and degradation, reuse the treated water wherever feasible, avoid unbilled, unpaid for stolen water. Change behavior, mindset, attitude, and practices to prevent and resolve conflicts and to better use the existing water. Reasons for the attitude behavior gap is there: convenience, social norms, lack of education, and awareness of effective management. Measures necessary to be taken is discipline, purpose, creativity, humility, with confidence from an awareness of strength and acceptance of what needs to be improved and where lies the gap. Simply watching for one particular technology and blindly they can solve only partially the problem and not. There should be a determination to fight the difficult goals and despite challenges. Behavior change to manage water demand, which has been discussed by many of the speakers in the past. I won't devote much time, but what I feel is that it is necessary to control the multi-level governance, administrative agencies, rules and practices as demand outstrips supply. Strictly regulatory measures should be enforced to restrict indiscriminate use of groundwater and its abstraction. Ensure equitability in water markets, restrict replacement of less water consuming crops with more water requiring crops for economic gain. Fix leaking pipes to check significant non-revenue water. Behavioral change in the perception management. This is the biggest challenge I found, that is all stakeholders, they are having absolutely different perception about the water issues and water problem. We have to generate and increase the knowledge of every stakeholders, be it political leaders, be it resource policy making agencies, be it staff, those who are working, be it the scientific staff, be it the people, those who are interested in it. Restrict advertisement with huge payment using public role models, even with no knowledge on issues. This gadget is very beautiful. One cine actress or one actor will come and say that yes, go and buy this. This is having zero idea and zero knowledge that what is RO system and what is it. Develop policies to control all these things, with media unnecessarily spreading through TV and other news making this thing, half-baked information, diversion of attention by purposeful propaganda, obfuscation and generic opinions. Justice would be done if the good work done so far by the professionals be projected and made believable to the society. People, they don't know what is going on. We have to do that actually. Behavioral change for groundwater governance, which has been talked in the past also, different lectures. How many decades we have established. Restrict or eliminate waste disposal and unplanned agrochemicals application in potential groundwater recharge zones and protection zones. Distinguish between recharge zone. We have identified this protection recharge zone. For last 15 years, I have been vouching that yes, government, please take action. Don't allow. Even now, the whole Chhatarpur basin, it has become a land disposal site. Even now, the whole Valsabali, Gazipur side, it has become a land disposal site. And where the groundwater pollution is very, very severe. Develop new guidelines, policies, and improved integrated cost-effective resource management. Behavioral change to water allocation. This, some of the speakers have tended. What I wanted to essentially is that try to distinguish between the actual needs where the ratio of consumptive use of demand is high percentage, that is irrigation, for example, and B, where ratio is almost negligible, where all other water users are there. And restrict all these things for the groundwater use, even for the industries. Unless they ensure that yes, water is efficiently treated and then water is available. Wrap up, my only submission is there that the key to success is the public awareness, involvement and education with ethical and moral consciousness, avoid corrupt, unscrupulous practices working hand in hand with greedy investors, putting private gain before the welfare of the citizens and the development. Treat social and practical actions and decision ethically. Moral principles and values comprising honesty, trust, treating each other fairly, and loyalty. I have been interacting with several different countries in the world through directly data exchange. They are simply sending all this data to me, because sir, we believe, and we have read your papers, and we feel that you will not misutilize this thing. In India, I have failed in asking the organizations that please share your data. A responsible policy can be evolved only after addressing the nature of these intricate and complex linkages. All whatever I am saying is all published document we will like to see. The thought for today, at the end I want to share, that instead of trying to prove the relevance of excellent fields, attempts should be made to develop excellence in relevant fields. Thank you very much.